Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. It's me, A. Proustian. I'm here in the trial, day 2, which presumably will be the day we figure all of this out. So, fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of La Restaurant. The mirror. That's right. I thought we debunked the mirror because of the whole, the lens was actually on the guy's left eye. Lors, is everyone sitting comfortably? The mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After a terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Suspicious as fuck. The judge and I have very different reactions. I see no problems with the explanation we have just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. Oh, what a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteers, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Okay. It was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Oh, look who's talking, Trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But, this is my seat in the courtroom. Tribun's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Trite. I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there, in the middle of the restaurant. I don't think that's true. I think they're lying. There's only one seat from which you could have seen the image. I think that is true if the mirror were there. And where would that be? Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract the older ones too, you know, and some. Shall I tease you too? Okay, see, this is why I like Armstrong. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Oh, interesting! Insight into Godot's home life. But she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Very coffee themed, yeah. Bien, I will tell you, there's only one seat from which you could have seen. That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. Oops, I didn't mean to move on. I meant to press it. Let's do it. So why can you only see the victim from that one particular seat? Okay, Phoenix, this is just basic physics. My, monsieur, it is obvious, no? If you look at the plans, you will understand. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would see everything, no? So that's the old seat he was sitting in on that day. When the poisoning happened? The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? Okay, so we're gonna have something that contradicts that. I'm just not sure what yet. Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police? Oui, exactement. I carried it out of a restaurant zen. You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself? Well, what can I say? I know how to pick things up, and some. Speechless. Godot actually laughed at something. Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong? I look the obliging type, non? Naturally, I did not touch anything else. Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except la mirror. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on exactly what. Ha! Suffering from a case of heartburn, Trite? Oh, I have just this thing for that. An oil with golden myrrh and frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy. I don't think you're supposed to eat it. Anyways, focus, Phoenix. Breathe. I just need to ignore these two and just find some evidence. It is pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old Seedy. Then the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Tribulataions that day. Yeah, and, like, where's the mirror now? You know, Armstrong carried it out. Is it still there? Yeah, it's a stretch and a half. Now I've just got to prove it somehow. Yeah, so definitely only one seat. This seat. This was the suspicious point. So the question is, what evidence do I have that refutes it? Okay, I've got... When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. That's going to be important. Do I have maybe the photo of the crime scene? Yeah, the vase is not broken. So, I think I want to say both. I'm not sure which one. I'll just present the crime photo. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we've heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist? Ha! Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. Easy. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? The vase. I think it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The vase? What possible connection does that have with this witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. Yeah, the statement from Victor. There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Objection. Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulataions that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu! Don't try to confuse the court, Wright. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Armstrong said they didn't. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Ugh. Ah. Ah. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? Simple. I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? Ha! You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Wright, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? I mean, we found the bottle of ear medicine in the kitchen, so it's possible Armstrong put it in the wrong ear. If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. I think more and more that my guess of the whole thing being run twice somehow is the answer. Like being run for Kudo's point of view and then again with Maggie. And I think the Kudo one is the actual murder. So here's my thought. Is Kudo is sitting there. He sees Viola walk by, poison the coffee. Oh, but no, he didn't see the other guy. Maggie did. So did she see the first one? Then how did he get poisoned? Oh my god, I don't know. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. The victim was a phony. Yeah, I knew. I was like, I feel like this was run twice. I was just trying to figure out when the actual murder happened. But yeah, the victim was a phony. The case is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. I don't know if it's that simple. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. Hell yeah. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. I wonder who that would be, though. Do we have another person? It obviously couldn't be Don Tiger. He just looks too different. Who would it be? I'm not sure. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Woo! Okay. Did he pause in order to take a sip and do a spit take? Because, my God, Godot, I love it. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Wright, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a hot Javachino, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Yeah, Armstrong's in this deep. Oh la la, this is most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulataions that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. I don't think it's going to be that easy. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day? Oui. In the restaurant. Yeah, what you gonna do now, Armstrong? So here's his problem, right? Obviously, he's in huge debt to Tenderlinder. So he agrees to help deal with this, or to help set up something, right? Because I think the idea... I guess my question is, why kill Glenn Elg? He was providing the virus for a lot of money, which maybe they didn't want to pay. But that was a transaction that would have cleared Glenn Elg's debt. They could have just gone with it, right? Why did they have to murder him? That's a question. But in any case, Armstrong's involved because he's in debt. And so basically has to do what Tiger says. I assume Tiger here is the mastermind. Maybe it's Armstrong. I would, you know what, kudos to him if it is. But, interesting. La victim, Monsieur Elg. He come to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arriving not long after him. As there were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Monsieur Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. Uh-huh. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant, after all? Oh, je vous demand pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. What you've just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. You took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Okay, in the restaurant. La victim, Monsieur Elg. He came to my restaurant alone. Was he alone at his table as well? Oui. I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table. Ha! Unfortunately for you, Trite. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. Yeah, we know. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are most welcome anytime. That is not what Godot meant. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. How many minutes after? So you're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived? Oui, that is correct. That still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. And by your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed? Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes? That's all? It seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. Unless he's lying about it all again. Rats. I knew he shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. That's fine. We'll be fine. There were no other customers. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim. How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Trite? You'd never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant. But you're wasting your time. You can't grind birdseed to make coffee, if you catch my drift. But there's a hole in this testimony somewhere. I'm sure of it. Me too. When he got word he won the lottery, he was very excited. Did you see him? No, I was in the kitchen. But I heard him. I remember him shouting, "Yes, $500,000. Presumably the defendant heard that too, then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove. What about Mr. Kudo? The old man choked on some birdseed that got stuck in his throat. Seems we have now yet another incident on our hands. 5 minutes later, the poisoning incident occurred. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I'm a multi-talented woman, monsieur. Sorry, what do you mean? There's le renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and le tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong. Clarice? Oui, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef in $500,000 in debt. Oh, autobiographical then. Cooking for a man who won $500,000 in the lottery. It is called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the courts? Please don't. No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked the old man to call from the payphone. By your own argument, Trite. For the purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed. Bien. Seems the shadow of a doubt has been lifted, n'est-ce pas? Guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? I guess the real question is which one happened first? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Yeah, I'm having a hard time because Kudo had to see it when there was no one else there. Maggie had to see it when there was someone else there with the CD. So that feels like it happened first. But then why have the gap of time after Kudo? Like, the gap of time is after Kudo saw it, so his would have been first. Oh, shit. I do not know. I am not sure what to do here. I might actually press this again and see if I can... I know Phoenix said it was a mistake, but I want to see if I can ask about this. Like, what time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh, no. I cannot remember, Monsieur. Believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. Ha ha ha. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness's testimony. Okay, good. That was good. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Ha ha ha. I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Amazing. Okay. I remember the old man arrived not long after him, just after 2 p.m. Are you absolutely sure about the time? When I think really hard, I am sure it was just after 2, oui? Just the time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. Ha ha! Guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Oh no. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. Okay. Huh. I'm not sure what to present here. I feel like this 2 o'clock thing is important. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone to the trouble of figuring it out. But I don't know that I have anything else that's like time specific. Yeah, 1:30 and 2:30. That's pretty broad. Obviously, 2 o'clock is inside that. But that at least has time. Photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen. I guess I forget. Does Maggie's testimony says that Don Tiger was there, but I'm not sure if she says that Kudo was there. Meet with the tiger, but like it doesn't give a time? Shoot. Like if it said meet with the tiger at 2 p.m. Oh! Oh! The most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30. That's when he's listening to the radio. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. Koi? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Wait, that must be the show Monsieur Elk was listening to? I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I think one of the things I love about Armstrong is like his eyes. It's like such, I don't know, the like glistening, like, oh, so innocent. It's like, oh, you're not though. I don't know, it's funny. It just fits the character perfectly. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Trite, if you have one. That show was broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. And listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Okay, so it's not in the 5-minute gap. It's much different. Okay, that makes sense. Maggie was unconscious for a long time. I think that while Kudo was gone is just when they framed her. I wonder who this person is, though. Maybe it is Don Tiger. Maybe he with the bandana. Because he would have known what was going on. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Trabian that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? Objection. Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. And what could he have against this? But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it is just now after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Objection. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. That customer was the phony Glen Elg. Then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Shit. Arr. That's a good question. Shit. Yeah, the prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. Elg concealed? If it's outside Trabian, I guess you could put it in the apple in the playground, or maybe Tender Linder. They'd take the body, but that's feels like a stretch to carry a body that far. If it's inside Trabian, where do you put it? The kitchen? Maggie would see it. There's no room inside Trabian. Fuck, where would you put it? I don't know. Let me look at the court record. Because I'm going to need evidence of some kind. Carry it away on the scooter, maybe? Blueprints. Put it behind the cash register? In the kitchen? I don't know where Maggie was, so that's not helpful. Can't put it under the table. The tablecloths are too short. Oh, this is a good question. Oh, no. See, ear medicine is in the kitchen, so maybe they took him into the kitchen and the bottle fell out of his pocket or something? That's my best guess in terms of the evidence I have, so I'm gonna go with inside Trabian. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trabian. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside Trabian is... I'm gonna say the kitchen. I'm not confident. Because I feel like the other weird thing is like how weirdly narrow this is. But I'm gonna say the kitchen. The body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition. The real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? This is my best evidence. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? Maybe I was on the right track. Was I right? No. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trabian. Eh? Koi? I don't know if I'm saying this right. I do not know any French. But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. You can't be serious. And the defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Blarr! Actual spit take, perfect. Glenn's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu! Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No. Order, order. This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg? I don't think so. I think Armstrong's an accessory to the crime. Never. I could not do such an horrible thing. No. Oh, that was Godot. Oh. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen anyone drink coffee so fast. Mr. Godot? The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea of how many cups you've had by now? Is there such a thing as caffeine poisoning? I'm just curious. Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It is a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Is that Spanish? Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong. Por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? None. None. Absolutely none. And I believe him. I believe this teddy bear of a man. Let's hear it. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. It is clear. What did they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. It is true, I hid la body in la kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. I do believe you, Armstrong. You were forced? By who? I cannot say, or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only person at his table? There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy, get him to tell us the name of the real killer. You mean Don Tiger? It's not exactly a surprise here. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oui. I carried him. And I carried Maggie, too. Maggie, too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. So this did happen first, obviously. I could not leave her there. Why did you hide the bodies? A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. What man? Who was he? None, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. Just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If he won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? I had to go along with him because There was a reason why I could not refuse. Is it $500,000? And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? I've been old to get away with that. Fair. I disagree with a bit too male. I don't think Armstrong is cisgender as people seem to think he is. I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason. So, I'll just have to prove it with evidence. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. So, you are claiming that all you did was hide the bodies? Is that correct? Oui, that's right. If we are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear that the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed this much. You might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. Let's talk it to him, Nick. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I will. I just, okay. So, a man forced me to do it. I had no choice. It's a reason. I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. Okay, so probably on... I guess the question is... Do I just present Don Tiger here? Or do I present the lone... I'll just present Don Tiger and see what happens. Well, I'll save first. And then... I'll see what happens. Oh no, I did not mean to... Okay, that was me hitting the wrong button. Alright, let's, thank God I just saved. Okay, I'm gonna present. And then I'm gonna go to profiles. There we go. Good God. Let's end this dance of Ring Around the Rosie, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man that you've been referring to. Ah! Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Yeah, you have, Judge, when you were like, yes, this is certainly Phoenix, right? Sure, why not? Oh, I don't know, maybe a month ago in this very courtroom? This man is Furio Tiger. He's a manager of a loan office called Tenderlinder. There's no point in trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tiger, at least not while he had this on you. $500,000. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark? And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you. It is as you say. Mr. Armstrong? The Tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that, Zat. Is this the first time we've gotten the identity of the killer with them not being on the stand? I'm curious what's gonna happen. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body and the inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tiger. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison in the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket, was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it? I was not... Just despicable. Mr. Godot. You will summon the superior tiger as a witness. Okay, interesting. But he's coming in when we're already like, you fucking did it, you bastard. So that's interesting. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. Doesn't think so. Does he have this guy in the bag already? 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, Trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. It's true, Armstrong has been lying, but we're on the right track now. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tiger is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. All right, that is a good stopping point for me. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this interaction goes with the tiger, since we're pretty sure he's done it. I mean, I'm sure. I've been sure. Phoenix is sure. But to prove it is going to be interesting. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.